So today we are going to be looking at solving systems of equations, and you can use any of the three methods that we've talked about, but we're going to be looking at stories that ask us to write a system from the story. And so I'd like to do a few of these with you just to kind of help you get the feel of how these work. Almost all of these work in one of two ways. And so as we do the first two or three examples, I think you'll start to kind of see the pattern. So question number one says 120 adults and 30 kids came to a performance of The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, and the theater made $750. At the second performance, 100 adults and 60 kids attended the theater and made $660. So how much does the theater charge for adult tickets, X, and child tickets, Y? So they're telling us what the variables stand for. X is adult tickets, child tickets is Y. And so the first thing I notice is I see two totals. So I see a total of 750 and a total of 660. So when I write my two equations, those are going to be the two equals parts. So then I'm going to say, what made up the $750? Well, it says 120 adults and 30 kids. And means plus. So I'm going to say 120 times X because I don't know what the adult ticket costs were, plus 30 times Y. Again, I don't know what the child ticket costs were, equals $750. For the 660, I'm going to use the two pieces of information here. 100 adult tickets, so 100X plus 60Y gets me $660. Now, that's how I write the equations, but now when I look at it to solve, these both look like they are written in standard form. X's and Y's on one side, numbers on the other. So if they're in standard form, the option that I would choose to use is the elimination method. So I need to get opposites. Well, 120 and 100 might be a little bit hard to make opposites. It'd be a pretty large number. But 30 and 60, if I just multiply 30 times 2, I get to 60. So if I multiply this top equation by -2, then I'll get that opposite. So remember, I have to multiply every single piece. So -2 times 120 is -240. -2 times 30 is -60y. And -2 times 750 is -1,500. Now that I have opposites, I'm ready to add to eliminate. And so 100 plus a -240 is -140x. Positive 60 plus -60 eliminates. That's what I want. And then 660 minus 1,500 gets me an answer of -840. To finish this one out, I'm just going to divide by that -140. And I end up with an answer of x equals 6. So what this tells me is my solution is adult tickets cost $6. Now I need to go ahead and figure out what child ticket costs, and so I'm going to plug that x in to one of the two equations, and it really doesn't matter which one, whichever one you think looks easiest. In my opinion, I think that the second equation looks easiest, so I'm going to take 100 times 6, because that's what x equals, plus 60y is equal to 660. 100 times 6 is 600, plus 60y is equal to 660. I'm going to subtract 600 from each side, and I get 60y is equal to 60. Dividing each side by 60, I get y is equal to 1. So my ordered pair here is x comma y, so 6 comma 1. Now, the way I'm going to use that point is that tells me that's ordered pair M, and so I'm going to come down here to the last page, and I'm going to plot the point M at 6 comma 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, and I'm going to go ahead and label that point M. At the end of this, I'm going to connect the dots in alphabetical order. So I'm not doing any connecting yet, but label your points so you know what goes where. All right, question number 2. Question number 2 says, Eddie the elf made 13 toys one day in the workshop. Some were dolls, the rest were action figures. The number of action figures he made was one more than twice the number of dolls he made. How many dolls X and action figures Y did Eddie make? All right, so again, I'm looking for some key words here. So I see a total of 13 toys. And so I know he made dolls and elves, and together that made 13. So my first equation is just x plus y equals 13. However many dolls he made plus however many action figures he made is a total of 13. The next sentence that I'm looking for is this one that I'm underlining because this one actually is a math equation just written in words. So we just have to break it down. So it says the number of action figures he made. Well, action figures is y. So the number of action figures he made, y, was, that means is, equals. One more means I'm adding one. Then twice the number of dolls. Twice means 2 times. So since dolls is x, 2 times x. So let's read that one more time. The number of action figures he made, y, was equals one more than, so I'm adding 1 to twice the number of dolls, 2x. All right, I have my 2 equations. This time, I don't know that I'm going to use elimination method because I have one variable all by itself. So this looks like a good one for substitution. So since y means the same thing as 2x plus 1, I'm going to replace 2x plus 1 in the first equation for y. So I'm going to have now y plus, and then I'm replacing y, or x plus, replacing y with 2x plus 1 is equal to 13. Combining like terms, x plus 2x gives me 3x plus 1 is equal to 13. Subtracting 1, I get 3x is equal to 12, and dividing by 3, I get x is equal to 4. Now, plugging back in, I can use either equation that I want. They're both pretty easy, but I like to use this one where y is already by itself. So plugging that 4 back in, I get 2 times 4 plus 1. Well, 2 times 4 is 8, and 8 plus 1 is 9, so that tells me my y value is 9. So I've got the solution of 4, 9. Again, I'm going to come down and I'm going to plot that point. Oh, it's labeled E. So I'm going to plot that point over 4, up 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'm going to label that point E. Let's do one more together. Number 3. It says, after a big snowstorm, Joe and Jim decide to shovel driveways for money. Jim shoveled 3 less than twice as many as Joe. They shoveled a total of 15 driveways. So how many driveways did Joe X and Jim Y each shovel? So number 3 looks a lot like number 2. And so I'm going to start by saying they shoveled a total of 15. So that's going to be X plus Y is equal to 15. And then I'm looking for the sentence that tells me the equation. So this one says Jim shoveled. So Jim is Y. Shoveled is our action verb. So equals 3 less than, that would be minus 3, twice as many as Joe. So twice as many again is 2x. So I've got 2x minus 3. So once again, this one looks like a substitution type problem because I have y by itself. So I'm going to substitute y into that equation and get x plus 2x minus 3 is equal to 15. Combining like terms, I get 3x minus 3 is equal to 15. Adding 3 to each side, I get 3x is equal to 18. And then dividing by 3, I get x is equal to 6. Again, coming over here to plug in to get y, I get y is equal to 2 times 6, that's 12, and 12 minus 3 is 9. So I've got the ordered pair 6, 9, labeled I. So I'm going to come over here to 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, label that one I, and I'm ready to keep going. All right, I'm going to let you go ahead and keep working on this. Our goal is to work through these. I agree, some of these are tougher than others, so if you get stuck on one, go ahead and move past it, and then come back to it. That dot to dot might give you a hint as to how to answer. as you go through. Again, let Mr. Jordan or myself know if you have any questions, but good luck, have some fun, and get some math practice in there at the same time.